Hey guys, welcome back to Instructions for Humanity. It's your spiritual teacher, Tahirah, Mother of the Ages. Guys, let's jump right into this. Guys, it has been brought into my field of awareness that Brother Panic, the panic pack, what those herb packs he used to sell, we all know, and we all love them, and we all love him. But it's been brought to my field of awareness that he has passed on, guys, and this is just crazy because Brother Panic is one of the reasons why I'm sitting here, but not just sitting here. He's one of the reasons why I am actually diving deeper into certain topics. See, I first met, we're going to talk about Brother Panic, and then we're going to go into the teaching about the purgatory of the fourth dimension, how you get stuck there in purgatory when you, what do you call it, lukewarm, rather, in consciousness. But let me just tap in real quick to Brother Panic. And guys, I don't really know, I don't really want to tap into his spirit or anything because I don't feel the need to do that. I asked him one question and I got an answer about the passing, and I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to let the details just roll out as they will. There's other people on YouTube saying there was foul play, this and that. I know what spirit has told me. I'm going to leave that there, but for today, I'm going to just celebrate the man that Brother Pan is. Man, you guys don't even understand. So when I first saw Brother Panic, it was like 8 years ago on YouTube, right? I was always conscious. I was born conscious. I got a more as a father, right? I've been conscious my whole entire life, but see, I came into my own consciousness starting in my early 20s, and it just developed throughout the years, over 20 years on my spiritual journey. But when I met Brother Pan, because, a lot of us is coming from, and I'm talking more in my, y'all know I'm a little whitewashed, right? But I'm talking more in my little hip hop swag today because Brother Pan was all about the music. He was all about hip hop, and that was his era, and he loved that. And I love that about him. I love how authentic that he is. But see, I came across him about 8 years ago. It could have been like 9 years ago, but it was a very long time on YouTube. And this man scared me, y'all, because he had his little graven image of his little Baphomet in the back, and I was like, what is this? Coming from Christian upbringing, you're taught to be afraid of all of these things. So it's almost like I just shut it off, just closed it like it was a book that I was not supposed to read, or like a movie I wasn't supposed to watch. I just turned it off, shut it down. And periodically he would pop up in my feed, and I would just sneakily go back there, right? And be watching him like, dang, he is speaking truth though. He got that Baphomet in the back, but he's talking truth though. So slowly as I evolved, right? He was evolving and he was teaching these things. And guys, I want to let you guys understand that just because someone is not listening to your message, it doesn't mean that they're not getting fed spiritually, consciously. The words that we speak, it reverberates throughout the ethers. So even as I sit on my channel, and I know I don't have very many subscribers, by the way, go ahead and help your girl out and subscribe to the channel, guys, and like and all that good stuff. But see, his words reverberated throughout the ethers. And I was still able, I believe, to pick up those teachings. Because even though I did not subscribe right away, even though I was scared of his Baphomet and his 6, 7, 8-hour lectures, right? Still, the information was out there in the ethers, and we are all picking up because we're all one. We're all picking up on this cosmic data, right? And so I tapped back into his channel a few years ago when I was no longer afraid because I had become the giant of my own soul, understanding that I am the sovereign I am and that all things yield unto me. So I was no longer afraid of the Baphomet, right? So by the time I got back to his channel, y'all, it was crazy because I had grown in consciousness. And he was talking about all the things that, for me, if I were to talk to other people about it, it would be taboo. He was talking about occult. He was talking about the left-hand path. He was talking about Shakti energy, right? He was talking about chakras. He was talking even about this revelation that came to last year about how everybody's talking about leaving the matrix. But if you're still in creation, beloved, you still going to be wrapped up in some sort of life. some sort of energy exchange. So then I started talking about going beyond creation, being the dark matter in waiting, the aspect of source that has not expressed a thought wave of singularity, therefore does not have an ego. As soon as you take an ego, then you are in some sort of life, some sort of matrix. So if you really want to, like he says, die and never come back, you have to be out of creation, right? It's really, to our human mind, it's a state of nothingness. But that's the truth about really, really, really leaving the matrix, right? So when I tapped back into his channel and he was affirming to me what I already knew to be true and that I hadn't heard nobody else talk about, leaving creation, right? I was like, that I was forever. I was like, that's it. That's it. So from there, Brother Pan, I can't watch no 6-7 hour lectures, girl. I got stuff to do, but I would fall asleep, to his lectures. And, I really just tapped into his teachings all the way. And see, what I love about him is that he was 1,000% authentically himself. And he actually helped me on my YouTube journey. I said, if I'm going to be here on YouTube, I need to be 1,000% myself. So you'll even see some of my earlier videos when I'm like quite nervous, right, to come out of my shell. But, I decided to live all the way in my truth. And when I did that, a lot of people in my life fell by the wayside. They fell away. But see, he did teach authenticity. And there's no way you can really tap into the divine, tap into spirit, tap into your I am source awareness without tap into your sovereignty, right? If you're not authentic. If you're not authentic, you'll be back here because I'm still dealing with the ego, right? You have not experienced your ego death. And I mean, you really can't all the way kill the ego because like I said, you will be out of creation, but you can control your ego. You can be the controller of it, right? So that's what I mean. So he taught me how to be authentically myself. And even though, y'all, I know I'm a little whitewash. I know I might be a little too, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for some people, especially the people that may watch Brother Panic, but I'm telling you, the teachings are the same. I resonate with him. My soul essence is the same. I love that brother for what he did by simply just existing as he is, what he did for the conscious community in general. Everybody know about Panic's book list. I mean, you don't know how many years I'll go to his channel and I'll save his book list. And I'm like, Brother Pan, one day I'm going to get all of these books that you talk about. Mind you, me and my spiritual awakening, I had not read one single book about all of this stuff. Mine has just been organic from fasting and meditating and all of those things. But I do plan to get those books to actually tap into that knowledge that way, right? For greater expansion and growth. But everybody knows about his books and his herb pack. Everybody knows about that. Everybody knows about his hip hop. And that's just what I want to take from this and just take the great aspect of this. Brother Pan, we love you. Like, seriously, I wouldn't be as confident as I am in my gifts and my abilities without you. You affirmed a lot of things to me. And see, sometimes, especially as spiritual people, especially when you just receive messages, you just have a knowing. You have no way to cross-reference that because it's not in a book. You just know. But see, when I went to his channel, he affirmed what I already knew, what spirit was already awakening me to. He affirmed it. And for that, I am forever grateful to you, Brother Pan. Brother Pan, your 6, 7, 8 hour lectures, man. Yeah, I just want to say thank you, brother. Thank you. And I'm sure we'll connect in the etheric realm. I'm sure we will one of these days. But I do want to say thank you, which leads me to talk about the 4th dimension now. You guys know I'm a spiritual medium, hypnotherapist. So I lead people to higher states of consciousness, aka it's just the record of your soul. So when we tap into the subconscious mind. I take it deeper. We go into the super subconscious mind and then the celestial mind, right? Where all of your DNA sequences and templates are located. And I do that by giving you a certain amount of deepeners, right? And it basically feels like you're being massaged by, for like 10 hours. So you're very, very, very relaxed, right? So I notice when we go off into these far dimensions, and a lot of the times, some of the trouble that we're having in our life is caused by people that have not fully crossed over. They're on the fourth dimension. They're in market indecision. They have not made really a move one way or the other. They got 1 foot out of the third dimension of this physical plane and maybe 1 foot in, starting to go to the higher dimensions, right? Now, you can be in fourth dimension, fifth dimension in consciousness, right, while you're living. But when you are no longer have a physical body, you have to actually be there in awareness, right? In spirit awareness, right? So what I'm noticing about these fourth dimensional beings, and I'm calling it purgatory because that's really, girl, that's just what it is. A lot of these people that get on this dimension, I'm noticing, they are still so wrapped up in their matrix things, wrapped up in their matrix job, religion, and more so their matrix emotions. These emotions, the sight, the hearing, the taste, the touch, all of that, those are not actually real. Because I was in a session the other day and Spirit gave us the 6 emotions of the heart. Those are our true emotions, right? Those are our true senses, and they all have to do with the heart chakra and the heart space. So what a lot of these fourth dimensional beings, they have a lot of regret for these mundane things of this life. See, they have not left their ego state. They have not even understood that they have an ego. These are people that live in the ego, and it doesn't mean that they have haughtiness, but what it means is that they have not separated the man, the spirit consciousness that dwells inside, from the ego that wants the mundane matrix things, that wants the feel goods to the body, right? They have not separated that. They think that this is just one, but in fact, it is not. And so when you live like that, you end up in this fourth dimensional state when you do not forgive. Forgive who? Yourself. This universe is only about you. You're the only person up in here. You're the only player. Everyone in here is a code. And based off of what your mind is thinking, that person is going to roll out to you exactly the program that you are putting together in your mind, right? That's what's going on. So people that end up in this purgatory state, they have not yet let go of this earth life. They haven't let go of their family. They haven't let go of traditions of man, right? And that's why, like, all this tradition, people in all of these like ethnic families, and even to an extent, of course, the indigenous Black Americans, we are in an ethnic family here, and we have our own traditions. And this is what keeps you bound here, right? Because you're already bound by your 5 senses, right? 6. You bound by the body here, right? You bound by all your matrix rules, right? Of just the life code that we live by. You're then bound on a deeper level with all the laws, right? And then you're bound to your family, your brothers and sisters, your matrix mom and dad and grandparents and karmic sisters and brothers and kids. You're bound to them, right? You see what I can go on, right? You bound to all of these things. So when you don't understand that these things are not real, look how much pressure that the list of things I just ran off, look how much pressure that can put on a soul. They really believe that they're bound by all of these karmic matrix mundane things. So that's how you end up in purgatory state on the 4th dimension. So I've been going into my sessions. We've been running across family members of theirs, of the clients that are stuck in the 4th dimension, holding on to even the most small things, the things that most spiritual people would be like, why are you worried about that? They'll be holding on to a bill that they didn't pay. or, you know, just some sort of regret from, you know, a birthday party. I mean, it could be something so small. It could be something big too, but when you're bound by all these matrix things and karmic situations, and you have not understood who you are as a pure spirit consciousness, water is what you are. That's what you really are. Substance of life. So that's how you end up in the purgatory state, the fourth dimension. So we've been going in and we've been helping these clients' family members get free. It can also be a lower aspect of themselves, so they're stuck in the fourth dimension. If you are stuck in the fourth dimension, because really, I want you to I don't want to make this video too long, but let me just put it like this. If you're stuck in all these mundane matrix things every single day, even your religion, and all of the different aspects within that. If you go to church, now you're wrapped up in that. All of these schools we go to and universities, you got to pledge and do all these sorority stuff, you all wrapped up in that. Everything you get into, it keeps you bound here to the third dimension. So when it's actually time to pass on, you're so wrapped up in the karmic goo that the only place for you to go is just right outside of physicality. The fourth dimension, the purgatory dimension. That's the dimension where time is located. And as we know, time is not real. Time is nothing more than a layer that covers the lower realms of consciousness to the higher realms of consciousness. If you're stuck in the fourth dimension, you're basically stuck in a perpetual time loop. And that's why it's purgatory, right? Because all of those things are spinning and spinning, you can't get out. Now, when you get into the physical fifth dimension, and the sixth and all that, we're starting to now move up to the upper realms of consciousness. And then as we start to pass, you know, all the, that's basically an astral realm, fourth dimension, right? We pass all these astral realms and we start to get past the seven heavens. Then we get to the ethereal realms, right? The ethereal realms where you can create anything that you want, right? You want to have your own kingdom, go ahead and create it in the etheric realms, right? But if you're stuck in the fourth dimension, you basically still here on earth, girl. You just lost the ability to operate a body at that point. That's all. You still here with all of us, still hanging around, wanting to smoke and drink and have sex and get all the feel goods to the body. Like you really have not just moved on. The only difference is you've been booted out of your body, right? But you still here in consciousness. You see what I mean? That's how you know. That's why I was so happy when my mother passed away and I wasn't feeling her around me. I knew she wasn't wrapped up in this, right? Sorry. When you really start to feel someone when they pass away and you feel them deeply, they're still here. They're in the fourth dimension, right? And so at that point, you want to do your spiritual practices to help them expand their energy, because we are all energy, right? Energy, what, can never be created nor destroyed. You have always existed and you always will exist. But there's some times when our energy can get stuck, right? When our energy gets stuck, we get stagnant, right? And as we all know, stagnant energy in these omniverse, it gets destroyed, right? And also it gets sucked off of. People use these fourth dimensional beings to suck off of higher dimensional beings. And also too, fourth dimensional beings suck off of us because we are technically lower dimensional beings. That's why a lot of people, when I find out that they have, you know, demonic possession, it's not really demonic possession, you know, these are just really kind of babies that need to have never learned the sovereign I am, who they are, right? So they feed off of you because they don't have a physical body, so they have to attach themselves. I had a client the other day where this entity was attached to him and we had to remove him. And it was so funny because I was like, you know, I'm the one that removes entities, right? And he was like, well, I've had a good run here. He knew he was about to go. That was kind of funny. But, you know, we really have the authority over them. Once you stand in the sovereign I am, you have the authority over all things. And so that's why these things just don't scare me. And I can kind of, it's serious, but it ain't really that serious because I'm already knowing who I am, right? But yeah, so they feed off of you. And what we do is we go in there, we help their energy to expand, We help them to heal so they don't have to be in purgatory. They don't have to be stuck in the dimension of time on a perpetual loop. And if nobody, these poor babies, and I want to call them babies because that's who they are, these poor babies that are stuck in the fourth dimensional purgatory state, if nobody does this work, right, like hypnotherapy, quantum healing, nobody goes in there to like, it's like they're stuck inside of a bubble that they created, right? Energy bubble. Somebody needs to go and pop it, and then their energy can expand, and then we can send them off to the light or wherever they want to go. We send them off to their highest and divine good for their soul. And most of them, of course, because they don't know they can go to the etheric realm, and they don't even know they could go out of creation. They don't know that, so they'll end up going back to heaven, and then they'll be back down here for another go about. But that's okay. We have to understand this fourth dimensional purgatory state, because that's how you end up in purgatory. You're going to be the one that puts yourself there when you don't know who you are, when you're not authentic. That's what I'm talking about. That's what inspired me to do this. We're talking about Brother Panic. He was authentic. When you're not authentic, you don't know who you are. You cower. You get wrapped up in all those list of matrix things, your matrix job and karmic family members, and the law says this, your body wants this, but your mind wants this, and your soul wants this, and your spirit wants this. If you don't know how to put all of that in perspective, if you are living by the matrix rules and not being 1,000% authentic yourself, you're going to end up in purgatory. On the fourth dimension, waiting for someone like me to come and let you free, basically. And I've dedicated my life to this, to helping spirits, to helping people get free, because it really is a soul game. It's deeper than a soul game. It's a spirit game, because your spirit is the consciousness. The spirit doesn't necessarily need a soul, beloved. The soul always returns to the divine, but the spirit is everlasting. Can't get rid of it. Pure spirit consciousness, right? So you guys know like I said before, I'm a spiritual medium, hypnotherapist. I do quantum healing, my own form, which is quantum scar tissue removal. I do womb healing. Put you back in the womb to make peace. A lot of people have scars from even hearing the conversations that were going on in the womb. Their mother didn't want them. You know, their father didn't want them. Their grandmother didn't want them. They can hear all these things. So I go in, I reverse engineer that, put you back on the right path where you were loved and wanted and understood and protected, right? And so, yeah, reach out to me. You can email me instructions4humanity@gmail.com, instructions4humanity@gmail.com. Guys, there's so much more I could say, and I probably, I'm still kind of shaken up with the passing, because there's a part of me that doesn't believe it, and I don't know. I'm still shaken up about it, so I hope this video served you well. If not, I'll tap back into it a little bit later. But I'm going to go ahead and end this. But Brother Panic, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. And I love you. Thank you for your contributions to the conscious community and to the world, to this earth expanding. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And so it is.